Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT, your host, an alcoholic addict.
I'm Felice Weaver, your co-host, married to an alcoholic addict.
Welcome to Recovering Addict, everybody. How is everybody's Sunday? A lot of people get the blues on a Sunday night thinking about tomorrow, and you know what character defect that is. That's not living in the present. That's living in tomorrow, and that's having anxiety about things that haven't even happened yet. So we're going to go over a little bit of things to keep our Sundays positive, our Sunday nights positive, and learning how to live in the moment and enjoy the moment and let tomorrow just take care of itself. What's up, Charlene? Cody, welcome. Aaron, how's it going? Nicholas, Jenny, Soupy, what up, dog? Michael Teeter in the house. We got Aaron. How's it going, Aaron? And there's the merch guys right there. Moses. Is that a new name? Hi. Welcome. Glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, what you can expect is us live every night at 8 o'clock. And you can look at this as a bridge to a community that's going to help you stay sober and prevent relapse. I'm an alcoholic addict. Back in the early 2000s, I was a meth addict tweaker. That led me to committing felonies. I got put in jail for a year, a couple of years of probation. Got out of there, started doing good. Later in life, in my 30s, I started just casually drinking, not realizing that, yo, dude, you're an addict. You have an addict mind, and this drinking's not going to end well. And it didn't. I gradually got worse and worse and worse until 2017. It just got really bad. I started drinking a fifth pretty much every night and gallons on the weekends. I was drinking as much as I could and trying to maintain life, and it wasn't working. My life became unmanageable, and I was powerless to alcohol. And so I checked myself into a detox center. I detoxed for 3 to 4 days at this hospital. And then after that, I checked myself into an intense outpatient program where I spent 5 months working steps 1 through 5 with a bunch of assignments in between. And now I am here preaching recovery because I'm sold. I bought into it. The program works. And now I want to provide a way for anybody who has done this 12 steps. My question is you've done the 12 steps, now what? And that's relapse prevention. That's teaching and preaching recovery as long as I can live. And the reason I like to do it also is it keeps me accountable, holds me very accountable. I jump into the literature and it constantly keeps my mind in recovery. Who else we got hanging out with us? Tracy. Hey, Bill, what's going on, brother? How you doing today? I'm glad you're here. Glad you are here. Relapse prevention. That's a big thing because we have to understand that relapsing isn't just about drinking and using drugs. Relapse starts when your mind stops working towards recovery. You're either in recovery or you're not. And we learned from the Sober Living, Staying Sober book that we just finished. We go through books on this channel. So we just finished Staying Sober. And we learned that recovery is like walking up a down escalator. As soon as you stop your progress forward, you're on your way down. And that's when relapse starts. And that's when we want to pinpoint what happens and when it happens and how it happens in ourselves. And it's a total self-focused thing that we have to do. And then once we hit the bottom of that escalator, if we do not break that cycle, that process of relapse and continue back up, we will inevitably end up using or drinking. The addict mind will wrap the blinders of denial around your head and cause you to spin into relapse. And it's just something that happens. It's something us addicts have to deal with the rest of our lives. We're not average temperate drinkers. We're not the people that can actually go and have a couple of beers and walk away, or just have a beer every couple months. And if there's a bottle of wine, it's got to be gone as soon as we start drinking. If there's a bottle of whiskey, it's gone. If there's a 12-pack in the fridge, we're drinking the whole thing. We don't just have a couple here and quit. We can't leave a glass of wine sitting on the table. And those are the addicts I'm talking to, and people who want to come out of it and need to maybe realize that, hey, that is you. A lot of people might be in that denial, still thinking that they're in control. And I was in that for a long time, thinking I was in control. It didn't fare well. What up? Okay,
Hello.
So y'all, Felice held up her end of the deal. Alicia, Dustin, what's going on, Dustin?
I did good, guys.
Everything's going good, brother. Glad you're here. What's up, James? First time here? Well, I'm glad you're here. Well, I hope you just heard everything I just said, because that's what we're about, is focusing on recovery. And if you're in recovery, look at us as a bridge to learning about recovery and relapse. Right now, we are on chapter 2 of going through the 12 steps we took by Joe McQ. And if you guys want to pick yourself up one of these books, it's in the link in the description. And that's what we do. We have an Al-Anon side of this too. So if you know somebody who is affected by alcoholics or drugs and they're not an addict, Felice has been through that and she knows. It can guide us in the ways of how to deal with somebody like me when you're somebody like her.
Yes.
Her. Know what I mean? What's up, Mr. Fielder? How's it going? Glad you're here.
Aaron needs
Cody.
a website. Aaron, the website is done.
All right, y'all. I'm
Just
going to reveal this
done.
website real quick. Here it is. Boom. All right. And now you may be wondering, what in the hell is pjuke.com? All right. Let me take you back in a little history lesson. So there's Nintendos. There's what came after the Nintendo. You got a Nintendo 64 coming out. You got Sega Genesis at this time, right? And then all of a sudden Xbox comes out. And it's the very first Xbox. I'm at my friend's house. And this is good 20 years ago when that thing came out. And we were playing Halo, and the Halo thing told me to set up a profile. This was before gamer tags or playing online or anything like that. You just did the mission.
You forgot Super Nintendo.
I don't care about Nintendo. Merd. Damn it, Merd. Yeah, I hear you, Mark. Anyway, so it told me to set up a profile. This is before gamer tags, like I said. And you know me, I'm just too lazy to do anything. I just want an instant gratification. It's like, let me play the damn game right now. And so I just clicked a bunch of buttons, and this dang name popped up, pjuke. And so I've used it for my gamer tags. I've used it for everything else. And I started a photography business a couple of years ago and called the photography business pjuke. So that's the website I have. So we merged pjukes into Recovering Addict. And now if you go to www.pjuke.com, you'll see Recovering Addict merch. And there you can just shop just like you're on Amazon, go to a little cart and clicking. And there's going to be more to come. We're going to get coffee cups. We're going to get all kinds of good stuff we'll throw in there for everybody. Cup. What's going on? Who's that? Dustin? What's going on, Dustin? I already said hi to you, didn't I? Alicia. Where what? pjuke.com. Lisa will post it in the comments. What's up, Lisa?
Right, ma'am.
I've been hanging out with Lisa pretty much all day today. She's awesome. If y'all haven't seen Lisa, go to her channel. It's Lisa's Real Spill. She's out there on the east side, and she spills it for real. That's what I like about Lisa, man. She don't mess around. She tells you the stuff you need to hear, and if you're going to get pissed off at her for it and you get clean and sober, she's all right with that. And I am too. Sometimes you're going to hear what you don't want to hear, and that's usually the addict that's telling you that you don't want to hear it because your addict doesn't want you to get clean. Your addict wants to keep you in denial, keep you on the just all that garbage. Garbity, grippity, burk. Anyway, let's get into Sunday night.
Garbity, grippity, burk.
Everybody take 3 deep breaths with me. Yeah, just let it out. It's Sunday night, you guys. Let's just get calm. Another one. Clear our minds of the week. We got a good week ahead of us coming. And 3. And let's have a good little moment of silence for the still suffering addicts out there. And say a little prayer, whatever you do on your end. Amen.
Amen.
All right. I feel better already. It's Sunday. What?
Me and Cassie are going to have matching coffee cups.
Oh, yeah? Cassie wants a cup.
One side's going to say Recovering Addict, and the other side's going to say Body by Cassie.
Ooh. Listen to that. Ordering tomorrow. Yes. Oh, we're going to have it ready.
It's ready.
Oh, no. I want to get those pictures. It's a surprise.
Oh, there's a surprise.
There's a surprise. 6 months free for you from drug court. Good. A little nudge by the judge didn't hurt nobody. Good. Congrats on your 6 months, brother. And guess what? 6 months is 180 days. Isn't that correct? 30, 60, 90. This is for you, bro. Hopefully I clicked the right one. But Dustin, this is for you, brother.
For me.
60 days, 6 months, close enough. That was for you. You get something. 6 months is 180. I don't have a 181, do I? Son of a turkey. Let me check. What is this one? Maybe
just add them together. Is it 90?
I can't play 30? It twice.
You just have to play one and then the other, and then just add them.
All right, this one's for you too. Maybe you need to add it together. There you go.
And if y'all are on cell phones looking at the website, turn it sideways. It looks better.
Yeah, the pictures are cropped and if you guys out there actually take pictures and I'm ever in your town and I catch you taking pictures like this, I'm going to smack the phone right out of your hand, okay? You take pictures like this, always, okay? That's just from a photographer's standpoint. Thanks, bud.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey, Linky, say hi.
Hello, how's everybody doing tonight?
They're awfully silent.
Chirp, chirp.
What page are you reading in the book? Today we are on we're on the chapter 2, and that is found on page 29. We'll be going through that here in just a second. Let's jump into our AA thought of the day from our 24 hours. So the AA program is one of submission, release, and action. When we're drinking, we're submitting to a power greater than ourselves, liquor. Our own will are no use against the power of liquor. One drink and we're sunk. In AA, we stop submitting to the power of liquor. Instead, we submit to a power also greater than ourselves, which we call God. Here's the question for you. Have I submitted myself to a higher power? And now, before we get into this step 2, talking about a higher power, I want you to know this is not a theological debate. You are on alcohol. You are on drugs. You are looking for a power greater than yourself to help you get and stay clean. Felice, in that sense and in that definition of higher power, can be my higher power. She's somebody that I can talk to, somebody that can nudge me and push me towards sobriety and give me the help I need outside of myself. You can use AA groups or NA groups, or you can go to a group therapy. You can use a counselor. You can use shows like this and virtual online meetings and Zoom. All that is a higher power. Some people take it to the universe and reach outside themselves. I personally take it to the God of the Bible. That is my ultimate higher power. But when we talk about step 2 and looking for a higher power to help you get clean, we are not talking about theology. If we want to talk theology and debate theology and doctrines and religions, that's a whole nother, that has to do with your soul and salvation, not your sobriety. So,
Hi, Marlon.
Somebody say hi.
Did you say Merlin? Marilyn.
Marilyn.
Hi, Marlon.
So look for a higher power that is going to work for you.
Did you get Naomi's picture?
I'm a little blurry. I need to fix that focus. I'm going to do that right now.
Link's blurry too.
Sit in my chair.
Now we are going to not be blurry.
Yes. So was the We Recover Better Together?
Oh, Unc wants to know if Dad told you that joke.
He did. In the car.
Do you remember it? I don't remember. It was funny. Oh, that looks good. Ooh. We almost went down the stairs.
Yeah, that was a good joke, Unc. I'm going to tell it right now. What is the biggest state in the United States? Can anybody answer that question? No Googling. No Googling.
Linkster.
She ain't going to go out in the woods to die. She's all cleaned up and smelling pretty. Heading for the big meth roast. Oh, man. I keep my MREs. That's awesome. All right, so here's the meditation
Texas,
of the day.
Alaska.
Texas,
Tennessee,
Alaska.
Washington. I thought it was.
You're all wrong. You are all wrong. The state of denial is the largest state in the United States. Oh, Mindy said the state of fear. I love it.
That's a good one.
She was on the right track. That is awesome.
Well, yeah, if you're currently COVID.
The state of denial, especially here in this recovery
Because we're
program.
so close.
I would say the state of fear because of the COVID.
Yeah, right now the state of fear is probably the biggest state in America.
Because of the COVID.
So I think that trumps denial. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so here's the meditation of the day. Ceaseless activity is not God's plan for your life. Times of withdrawal for renewed strength are always necessary. Wait for the faintest tremor of fear and stop all work, everything, and rest before God until you are strong again. Deal in the same way with all tired feelings. Then you need rest of body and renewal of spirit force. St. Paul said, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. This does not mean that you're going to do all things and then rely on God to find strength. It means that you are going to do the things you believe God wants you to do, and only then can you rely on his power and supply. And our prayer of the day is, I pray that God's Spirit will always guide me. I pray that I may learn how to rest and listen as well as how to work. Amen. Hey, what's up, Carmen? Mesa, Arizona. The Sawyer House. All right.
Hey, Sawyer House. Welcome again.
If you guys are in a group watching this, send a picture to recoveringaddict8@gmail.com and I'll put you guys right here. Dink, and you can hang out with us.
You should check your email.
Check my email? Why? Who's
from Naomi?
Right now?
She said she sent you a picture.
Really?
From the Sawyer House.
Let me look. Recoveringaddict8@gmail.com.
Oh, me J. 1982.
I'm looking right now. If that's the case, we will upload it and make it happen. I don't see nothing. Oh, wait. No.
From Omi.
Aaron, Gina, Jenny, Kevin, Swift, Lisa, Tyler, Maria, William, Swift, Eric.
We don't see it, Naomi.
It's not the one. It might be this one.
Maybe we see it.
Is it the root beer picture?
Is it root beer?
It might be that one. There she go. There you go. That one? Oh, yeah, she did. Okay, there it is. I found it.
Found it.
Bink.
So that is you, Naomi?
Am I wrong?
Good to see your pretty
Is that
face.
wrong? Maybe it's that one.
I'm going to upload this one over here so we can all see it better. We'll
Wait,
be able to
isn't that
see
kind
it
of a
that
trigger,
small.
though?
No, Linky, it's root beer.
Exactly.
Root.
Beer.
To the rootimus.
To the rootimus.
I did see this email. I forgot. I totally forgot. I'm sorry. Did it upload? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Boom. Right there.
That's y'all?
That's got to be it. Yes. Sweet. New Jerseyans. Would.
She said there's one with the 4 ladies, too.
Ooh. That one I don't see. I don't see that one. 4 ladies. So I got that one. Nope. Crud. You keep talking. I'm going to look.
She said that's what the anchored house. I'm pretty sure I said that right. So we're getting closer. Oh, Polly told us a joke and I missed it.
Polly told us a joke.
Yeah. Did you see the email address? Oh, yeah.
That's Sierra.
That's Sierra. He'll find it. Most likely.
Crud.
Yeah.
I don't see the 4 ladies, though. We'll find it. Does anybody have anxiety for tomorrow? Because Sunday nights usually do for me. Sunday nights usually make me feel start. And the reason is because we're not living and enjoying right now.
Yeah.
We are freaking. Oh, this is going to drive me crazy.
We got to live in the now.
Living in now.
I think I was talking to Misha about that, about having anxieties and worrying about stuff that may or may not happen. I was like, it's not really worth my time and effort to worry about things that might happen or might not happen. Because we were talking about if you ever did relapse. I was like, I'll worry about it if it happens. I'm not going to stress about it until it does.
Because me relapsing is very possible.
Yeah. But it's not going to.
But we don't have to. None of us have to relapse. That's not something that has to happen. I can't find it, Naomi. Might have to resend it to me.
Resend.
That's the only one I don't see. But we're going to keep you hanging out here. And we are going to get back to our original studio because the graffiti has got me thrown off. Boom. Back in the studio. Here we are.
Did you feel anxiety with the graffiti?
So this was cool. If you guys check this out, this banner that I'm about to put across the bottom of the screen, and I'm kind of going through this stuff and not attacking chapter 2 quite yet because it's Sunday night and I want everybody to start. I want everybody to ease their Sunday nights, come and be calm, end their week with something positive, reassuring, serenity, and to feel good about tomorrow. Because tomorrow, if you're not looking forward to getting up in the morning and doing your day job, there is something tomorrow that you are looking forward to. So focus on that. And I want to keep our minds in right and in recovery. So if you look at the banner I'm going to throw across the bottom of this thing, this is an awesome quote by Henry Ford. Coming together in the beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. So read that again. And this is kind of the thing that kind of reminds me of our group. It says the thought behind this quote isn't something that you necessarily have direct control over. It happens naturally amongst a group of individuals. And that's us. Like I said, you see us as a bridge to a community that's going to help us all work together, which is the process, right? And then when we are working together, that is success. Now, what is our success? Becoming better people and not falling back and relapsing into drugs and being the person that we don't want. That's rewriting our obituary for the future to somebody that we want to be, not the person we could have been or we were, and now we have that chance to change.
And this quote reminds me of something. We recover better.
We recover better together. The synergy of work environment is something that cannot be reproduced. It cannot be taught, and there isn't much training that can dictate into any employee handbook of how to do it. So if you work somewhere that on Sunday night doesn't give you a pit in your stomach, think twice before leaving. So if you have a job right now and you're excited and happy about getting up tomorrow, but you have an opportunity to take a different job for more money that's not going to give you the peace and happiness, just think twice before you do it. I'm not telling you which one to do, but think twice. Because for a little bit more money or a little bit more vacation could just, a positive work environment leads to a great product. When we don't regret having to go to work every morning, your contributions to the team increases exponentially. You are more willing to share ideas, help coworkers with daunting tasks, and even pick up slack when somebody is overwhelmed. So if you work in a positive environment, cherish it. If not, seek it or find a way to build it. Life is too short to hate Sunday night because Monday morning is on its way. Life is too short to think about tomorrow when we have right now. And at the end of the day, tomorrow ain't guaranteed.
Hey, life is short. Eat dessert first.
Link says, life's short. Eat dessert first. That's Linky's quote, not mine.
Yep.
That's why my cheeks are so chunky.
This little website, the Muse calls Sunday Scares. It says it stems from the anticipation of the future, from worrying about what will come in the week ahead, the work that we have to do, the conversations we need to have, the tasks, big or small, that we need to take care of. And while looking ahead can be useful, it also takes away from the moment that we're in. When you start feeling those worries creep up, try bringing yourself back to the present. Sunday is still the weekend. It's still your day off. So allow yourself to be in the moment, whether you are paddleboarding with your partner, playing in a community sports team with the friends, or you're just vegging solo on the couch in front of the TV. After all, you have 5 whole days ahead of you to be stressed out about your week. If you really struggle to say 100%, another approach is to focus on the positive. This is what I liked right here. Focus on the positives in the future or celebrate what you've accomplished in the past, what you are looking forward to in the next week. So I was like, whoa, man, that totally, like, as soon as I read that today, it totally sparked something else in me, because once I get off work and I start going through my book and some articles and I prepare for getting on here live tomorrow night, I'm looking forward to that. So that instantly I felt better instead of dreading the first half of my day, which is work, which I don't need to dread anyway. It just gave us a positive, it instantly revived me. It was cool. So we all have control over how we show up in any given moment, including on Sundays. So it's worth a try to commit being present, staying positive, and enjoying your full weekend for the reprieve that it is. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Bob's going to be a lucky man right there.
Woohoo! Cody said that he's nervous about tomorrow night. If he makes it through it, it will be the longest he's been sober for 9 months in 2015, since his 9 months in 2015.
Awesome,
You
dude.
can do it, Cody.
Where did he say that?
It was up a few. That's why I just read it. Right there.
Bam. Yeah, I'm nervous about tomorrow night. If I make it through, it'll be the longest I've been sober in 9 months. Dang, dude.
You're almost at your.
Good job, brother. You're almost there. You're going to get through it. It's going to happen.
You're almost at your 30 days there, Cody. We're going to make you something special.
Dude, I got total faith in you. And tomorrow you're going to come on here. You're going to give comments in James' channel and our channel. And we're all going to celebrate with you. And then the next day we're going to celebrate again. And then the next day we're going to celebrate again. Because therefore, from that day forward will be a milestone, a freaking, what do you call it? A record breaker, you know, keep breaking every day you're sober now is breaking records. And the same with me. This is the longest I've been sober since I was 33 years old, for 8 years. Over 8 years, I haven't been sober this long. Yes, keep it up, brother. You can do it. I need to get a schedule for myself so I won't be so bored out because of this quarantine. Yeah, dude. Try doing push-up challenges or squatting challenge. Anything.
Burpees.
Lynn B.
Hi, Lynn.
Welcome. We're coming over, Bob.
Yeah, Bob's throwing a sober party.
I am coming over for sure. We gotta meet the mysterious Bob.
Yes.
For sure. And with that note, we're going to check out Cassie's quote of the day, and then we will jump into the second chapter of our book we got going on. Terry's in the house.
What up?
Just in time for Cassie's quote of the day. Here you go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Recovering Addicts. I'm here with your quote of the day. Everything negative, pressure, challenges are all an opportunity for me and you to rise. Kobe Bryant. My favorite. All right, you guys know what to do. Bring it together. Let's continue to spread that love.
Thank you, Cassie.
Thanks, Cassie. I'll throw Kobe's face on our coffee mugs.
Yeah, R.I.P. Kobe, for sure.
Pretty sure I did that one.
Another thing we have to accept that we cannot change.
Is the death of Kobe.
Well, Bob, when you do one day, we'll be ready.
Joe, yeah.
Oh, she sent it again. Okay, your turn to talk for a minute.
Bob said that he was kidding about having the house to himself.
Oh, dang it.
One day, Bob. One day.
We're praying for you, brother.
Can't wait. If you guys have any suggestions or ideas of what kind of merchandise you would like, we are open to suggestions.
Oh, I got an idea. We should
Link's got an idea.
have on the back it should on the front no drugs or alcohol, and on the back
It
should
didn't come through.
have a circle with the dash with drugs and alcohol in it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Are you sending it to my Facebook, Naomi, or are you sending it to recoveringaddict8@gmail.com? That's probably why. I bet it's Facebook, but I don't want to open it because it's going to take up bandwidth and screw up our thingy.
You want me to open it?
Yeah. And then you can text it to me.
Open
All right.
the Facebook. Hoodies. Oh, that's a good one.
Good idea. We should prepare for the winter. Gmail. And you send it to recoveringaddict8@gmail.com. It should be here. Let me reload it. Reloading right now.
I'm making a merch list. Merch
Nothing.
list.
Nothing. You think it went into spam?
Ooh, maybe. Stupid spam.
Pink goober.
That's not pink goober. That's pickle burger.
Pickle burger.
That's definitely spam.
Okay, hoodies.
Oh,
I was making
Uncle
a
Tim,
list.
your email went into spam.
Good thing you looked.
I don't see it. Maybe it's not here
It
yet.
says March list.
I'll leave it. We'll wait.
Merch list. Hoodies.
Okay, so what we've been
Boom.
going through is the steps we took by Joe McQ. We finished step 1. We learned in step 1 that we must surrender. We learned about the serenity prayer. That's what really stuck out to me, is that we're asking God for the wisdom to put what in what category. Do I accept or can I change? And how to do it, So that is the unique, awesome wisdom of the serenity prayer. And now we are on to step 2, and that is about the higher power.
Wait,
So step 2,
before
check
we get into
page
this,
29.
why do they call it a higher power if you're trying to get off the high?
Oh, a higher power. You don't want a power that's been higher than me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Linky. A greater power, huh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should start calling him a greater power because
Or an almighty power.
Captain Anonymous's best friend Link says that's a trigger.
Yeah, or the almighty power.
Scarves that say we recover better together.
Ooh. I like
Send me one. I'll wear it tomorrow.
Scarves.
For like
That's the
the
first time anybody's ever requested a scarf of
for
anything.
the COVID. It's for COVID.
Oh, for to cover your face.
Yeah.
Makes sense now.
What? Wait a minute.
Thick scarves.
All right. Step 2, page 29. Once we see that we can't handle a problem ourselves, a whole new set of possibilities opens up. Then we can look at the avenues beyond ourselves. We don't have access to those possibilities as long as we are trying to solve everything within ourselves. So the second principle is the solution, which we can come to after we surrender. As we have said, surrendering means saying that something is beyond our control. Surrendering puts us in a position for a different alternative. Step 1, we surrender. We admit we're powerless. Step 2, we look for a different opportunity, something beyond ourselves to help us get over what we can't control. A different alternative. So step 2 means we can now look for a solution. Sometimes our solution is beyond ourselves. Let's use the example of a car again. Something may go wrong with the car, and we may try to figure out what is wrong with it. We may say, oh, it's just the gas, or oh, it's just the road, but we can't do anything about it. And this kind of behavior is sometimes just a form of denial until we either fix it or admit that it is beyond our ability to fix and to turn it over to somebody, or to turn it over to somebody who can fix it. We have to first believe that there is an answer, and then believe that we can have access to that answer. And I circled this paragraph right here. Believing is the state of mind we must have before we can begin any project. It is an individual force that we all have. Believing defines the limits of our lives. We can't get any more education than we believe we can, and we can't make any more money than we believe we can. Belief is an awesome force. Everybody has it, but what matters is how we use it and how it applies to our lives. A few years ago, this guy, McQ, went out. He said, I went out to the Black Hills of South Dakota to Mount Rushmore. I looked at the incredible carvings of the 4 presidents in that gigantic mountain, and I wondered how the sculptor, Gutzon Borglum, ever came to believe that he could do a difficult thing like that. And it's the same with the Wright brothers, Christopher Columbus, as it was with Gutzon Borglum.
Gutzon Borglum.
That's a weird laugh. That's a weird
Sounds
name.
like an alien name.
Gutzon Borglum.
Like from Fifth Element or something.
I still don't see it, Naomi. Man, that's gonna drive me crazy.
Gutzon Borglum.
Oh, now she sent it to pjukesphotos@gmail.
Oh,
That's a good email. It should be there.
that is a good email. This is a good one too, though.
Well, this one's better.
Did you miss putting the 8 in there?
I think she said something about 726, but this will work.
Or it won't?
This may or may not work.
I don't see it. We'll catch it. Just keep trying, or post it on the face. Are you in our Facebook group? We have a private Facebook group for anybody that wants to take these conversations to a new private, more personal place and talk with each other. Like I said, we're a bridge to a community, and that private Facebook group is a community that we have. We also do Zoom on Saturdays at 3:00, and I highly suggest joining that. We had a really great Zoom. We're there to help each other. We're here to prevent relapse prevention. You check the emails. There's no way I'd believe someone last year if they told me I'd be where I am today. That's for sure. Me either, Mindy. Holy cow. Last year, well, it was last year. April is coming out. April, May. We were on our 2nd anniversary of his head. So he got in a terrible accident. 3 years. No, we're coming up on the 3rd. So in May, I was drinking close to a 5th on work nights. And I was missing Mondays and Fridays and sometimes Wednesdays. And on the days that I missed, I would get up, and as soon as if there was liquor in the house, I would wake up, and that's what I had for breakfast was whatever whiskey was left over from the night before. And if there wasn't any, I would go back to bed, or I'd have a cup of coffee, and I'd wait till 11 o'clock. And I was sitting in the parking lot waiting for him to open the doors at the liquor store. And it got to the point I had the efforts. And so I would go in, and then I'd justify, well, yeah, I guess you're doing the right thing buying the half gallon. It's a lot cheaper than buying a pint. So I'd pat myself on the back out the door, and then I would drink. And on the weekends, as soon as Friday hit, say I didn't have to work Friday, I was drinking all that morning until I ran out, go to the liquor store, restock up, drink it all till I ran out. And I would drink it. I'd either run out of whiskey and have to go get more, or I would black out and wake up and drink what was left, pass out, and then wake up and then pass out. And
then you go to Randy's house.
Yeah, I had my little things that I did. Little doper's home, so much of the house to myself. Vladivostok, my heart, take me home. Just keep dreaming. He's speaking Russian to us.
He's speaking open graphic.
I want to see the picture too. Me too. I don't know why it's not coming through. And why can't I find the ones that she already sent? Because look, it comes up as the picture like that when they send something. Look, that's all the way back to Sierra.
She's just going to post it.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
Way to make things easy.
No person is your friend. This is what Nicholas says. No person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow. Ooh,
I got one.
that's one I'm about to chew on for a little bit.
I have something to say. I am so fragile. Even saying my name could break me. What am I?
Link says he's so fragile that even saying his name will break him.
What am I?
Link, you sure are talkative tonight, bud. You're welcome.
If anybody knows, put it in the comment.
Oh man, me and Trace were on the same page, drinking.
Your picture of
Oh God, I don't know how you did it. I wasn't even functioning at the end. I was drowning in a bed. Plus, I was always sick in the morning. Can you believe we lived that? I can't either. I couldn't either imagine going back either. Yeah, I was same thing. And I don't even know what felt good about it. Let me show you guys a picture. All you newbies that are in here. I'm going to put a picture on the green screen behind me. And this is the last night or the last weekend that I drank. Here, move and get that shirt out of the way.
I'm moving.
So I do photography. I'm not very successful at it, but I'm a photographer. And this is the lap. I was going through a bunch of my photos, and there's a camera on my lap. As you can see the camera right there. And that was August 17th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I had that thing gone probably by 4 easily or sooner. Who knows? I know I drank. I don't even know how many of those. I was pounding those towards the end. And that is the last night that I drank. And that's the night that or the weekend that I spent. All right, the weekend. That was the last night that I drank, and then checked myself in that Monday or maybe that Tuesday into an IOP or into the hospital actually to detox. And so, yeah, I don't ever want to go back there because what were we even drinking for? If you think about it, like this is eventually going to get fun again, or this is going to feel good.
This is going to relieve stress. It's
relieving stress. At that point in my addiction, I don't even know why I was doing it. I don't know if I was trying to kill myself. I don't know. I can't pinpoint why I was drinking. I was just needed to be blackout drunk. It was so weird. I don't know.
You thought it was fun.
Maybe. Silence.
I kill you.
Yes, Gina.
Yeah, screw that. What made me decide to go?
That was the answer for them.
So there's a few things. One of them was the end of one of my buddy's birthday parties, now that I think about it, and how we reacted towards each other. Just a typical drunken misunderstanding of stupidity raised way too high emotional. So stuff like that. The doctor told me that if I didn't quit drinking within the next 10 years, I was going to be dead and wouldn't see my kids grow up because he checked on my blood. The disconnect between my wife and I and the family and relationship I was ruining here, mostly my health. And then at work, when I put my mind to something, I do something, I can do a really good job, and I'm blessed in doing it, and it just flourishes every time. And at work, I was doing the same thing, but the last 2 years, I had completely ruined my reputation. I became the drunky, shaky guy that comes into work stinking like whiskey and missing a lot of days, getting talked to about, hey, you got to get your leave balance back up. You don't have any leave. You don't have any, because I burned it all, and I'm still struggling getting that back. But all that stuff combined over years of just wasting away downstairs by myself or in the motorhome by myself, chugging whiskey. I got to the point where my friends wouldn't hang out with me because of the way I drank. And there's only one old guy that would hang out with me. And I'd go up to his house when I was in a pinch because I didn't have any alcohol. I'd sit there and drink all his whiskey because he didn't care. He's an alcoholic too. And I became his drinking buddy, and it gave him somebody to tell all his Vietnam stories to. And I was happy to listen, sitting there with a glass of whiskey.
You also work for Smoking the Bear.
Yep. And so all that combined, I was sick and tired of being freaking sick and tired. I would go to move something heavy and my legs would start shaking, my arms would shake, and I had no strength, and I'm still trying to get that strength back. My mind was jacked up. I got to the point at work, I have to do some public speaking here and there. And I got to the point where I couldn't talk, and I hated it. Anyway, back to the book. Page 30 says, I always say that believing in an eternal force, a lighthouse that stays on all the time. Believing is an internal force. It's like a lighthouse that stays on all the time. There is no way to turn it off. So if we don't use it for ourselves, then we have to use it against ourselves. For example, there are people down on their luck who have to apply to the state for a little assistance. But instead of recovering, they sit and feel sorry for themselves and come to believe that the little amount of money that the state gives them each month is all they're worth. They sit there and gripe and complain, and they develop this state of mind, this belief, and the result, of course, is that their self-esteem is eroded. Oh, maybe that's the answer to why we were drinking like that. We just didn't deserve more. I didn't deserve better. Maybe we were beating ourselves up. I don't know. So believing is a choice. Believing is a tentative place. It is a place to begin, even without convictions. I think the greatest difficulty we have with believing is that we want something with more certainty to start with. We want more assurance. We accept faith before we start, but believing comes first. It is not faith in the beginning. It is not faith at the beginning. It's speculation or suspicion. And that's really all you can expect right then, because believing is the beginning point of faith. It was the beginning for the Wright brothers. It was the beginning for Christopher Columbus. It was the beginning for the Empire State Building or Mount Rushmore. Every man has accomplished begin in his mind. You get that? It's just like me. I see something. I have something accomplished. I believe right now that this channel and everything we're doing with our efforts, the result is going to be something. Obviously, it already is bigger than ourselves, but it's going to be a foundation for something here in Utah and across the internet worldwide that's going to be very supportive for addicts who suffer and addicts who, like me, who are trying to prevent relapse. So everything man has accomplished began in his mind. He had to first believe that he could do something. We usually think the beginning of a project happens on the day the foundation is laid, but actually it's began long before that. It's in somebody's mind when he or she came to believe that the thing was possible. And so I guess what we need to do is believe that we can get sober, and that understanding that surrender is this belief is in something power greater than ourself can get us there. We use this every day and we see the results of it. We don't see the power of believing. We can only see the results of believing, but we see the results everywhere we look. Yeah. Everything you look at, the buildings that we see, the everything. What's up, Chad? I'm glad you're checking in and saying hi. Thanks, Petey. He likes our shirts.
Oh, thank you, Petey.
Her favorite quote is the wildest colts make the wildest colts make the best horses. Yeah, that's us, isn't it? For sure. Mindy says, yes, shakes and sweats. Oh, yeah. Especially the first. Hey, Cody, how is your sweating? Do you sweat a lot at night still? I know for the first couple months, every night I'd go to bed and wake up drenched.
Dad.
What?
I had an idea for a shirt.
What?
It says Corona crap.
Don't forget him to let it. What's the riddle link? I bet he doesn't remember.
Don't forget. I forgot what. Oh yeah, silence.
Gina did get it right.
Oh, that's why she said silence. I thought she was telling him to shut up.
No. That's the answer. She's like, stop talking, Linky.
We all forgot. All right, we'll finish up this page and talk through some chats some more. So each and every one of us has the power of believing, and no two people have it alike. I think that it is surely guided or directed by some force beyond ourselves. Because if each of us believed the same, each of us would accomplish the same thing. So it is given to us on an individual basis to produce an individual talent to provide a certain service in this world. It is not so much our ability, it is a spirit, it's guidance. God plants within us the seeds of a task that he wants done. Each person can believe that he can accomplish his specific role in the plan for the world. That's our job. The happiest a person is ever going to be in life is when he is accomplishing those tasks. But a person who is dependent on substance, such as alcohol or drugs, or who is dependent on someone else, doesn't have the freedom to use that power of believing. Sometimes, though, we are affected, inhibited by what other people think. Everybody thought Columbus was crazy because he knew the world was flat, because they knew the world was flat. So they said, you can't do that. You can see the world is flat. Just look. But he dared to believe differently. When you are searching for a way out, we are like a mouse in a maze. You can put a mouse in a maze, and when he comes up against a wall, he will search for alternatives until he finally works his way through the maze and gets out. If you ever put him in there again, he will remember the right way to go and go through. He believes one route will get him where he wants to go, and he finds out that choice, and he's wrong. So he tries some alternate way. And that's how we do it too. Our believing might be wrong, but if we believe wrong and decided wrong and run into a bad situation, all we have to do is come back and change what we believe and try again until we finally are successful. We'll end right there for today. But what have you done and failed? So look at your sobriety and think of yourself as that mouse in the mouse maze. Where have you seen your sobriety churn and fail, and you came back and tried something different? What have you tried, and what kind of life lessons have you learned in that aspect?
Ooh, while the comments are coming in, I just thought of something.
Nah, I lasted a couple weeks and it wasn't that heavy.
We're like a rat, and the cheese is like alcohol. We go to the cheese, and yet we're stuck in a trap.
Cody's like, nah, it's only 15 or 20 beers a night. I wasn't drinking whiskey, just like 15 or 20 beers.
That's a lot of beers.
That is a lot of beers. Hey, if you guys want to support what we're doing here and be a part of this show and help us continue to support addicts in recovery, we have a Patreon. People keep asking, how can we support you? How can we support you? And so I had a little talk with Lisa this morning, and she said, you need to put your Patreon out there. So here's our Felice and I's Patreon. And I don't do anything special. Like you get a special, obviously you're going to join the Patreon and become members of this channel, but there's no extra hidden videos. You know what we get. You know what you get with us. You're going to get us here every night at 8:00 educating through the books that we go through each other. You get all the Facebook stuff. You get Zoom. All of that together is what Patreon. I want it to be able to be for anybody at any time. If you can support, please do. And if you can't, don't worry about it. That we're here for everybody. All the stuff behind the scenes, and as a lot of you in the comments and who watch this know, it's up to you how close you guys get to us for support. Some of you out there actually end up with our phone numbers, and we're texting back and forth, and you know, and we're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to support anybody that needs it. And that's no lie. The only time you won't be able to reach me is if I'm sleeping, because I'll knock out for the 3 good hours of sleep I get. And then at work where I work, I'm not allowed to have my cell phone in the area I'm in. So there's times that I won't catch a call or something for a few hours. I got tough love honesty. I was done though. I knew I was just existing at that point. Yep, me too. My counselor was a tough love honest guy. I relapsed, Mindy, at 47 days, and I wasn't buying this whole 12-step program. I wasn't buying the fact that I actually had a problem. I just needed help over the hump to quit, kind of a thing. And I didn't want to be in my intense outpatient program. I was fighting it. I'm like, I volunteered to be here. I'm not like that guy who the judge ordered to be here. And if he doesn't, his PO is going to take him back to jail. I could just leave if I want to. Nobody's, you know, being arrogant and proud. And my addict was telling me, you don't have a problem drinking. So one night I came home and I grabbed a half a pint of whiskey, about 3 good shots. And I was like, watch, I'll prove it. I'll prove it to everybody I don't have a drinking problem. I don't have to drink this right now. And I put it in my drawer and we went out to eat. Came back home, put on a movie, and I was like, okay, now I'll drink it. Took the 3 shots and said, see, I don't have to go drink more. I can just go to bed after that. And proved to myself by drinking. And so I get back to my counselor and I tell everybody what I did. And I was instantly in the hot seat, getting my butt chewed. Your addict is talking. That's your addict talking. And of course, when they're talking to you like that, you feel like you're attacked and your ego and all that kind of stuff is in defense. But they're talking to the addict in me, and that's why I was resentful in that sense. But when he finally got through, we were at family group, and they chewed on her for believing my lies, my addict's lies. And he's like, so let me get this straight. You are here initially in this intense outpatient, which was from 5:30 to 9 o'clock, 5 nights a week, because you have a drinking problem. That's why you're sitting here, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, so you had to go drink to prove that you don't have a drinking problem. And then I just felt like the biggest idiot, man. Like, how did I not see that coming? So, yeah.
You thought you were so smooth.
Tough love is what you need. You need somebody that's going to piss you off, and they're not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear, because a lot of times what you need to hear, you're not going to like it, period, as an addict. And that has to do with relapse. That has to do with quitting. That has to do with all of it. And even now, this far into my sobriety, going through the books I go through and trying to be the best person I have. And I'm trying to stay open-minded to constructive criticism. When I get it, I still have that knee-jerk reaction to be defensive or whatnot. So if you guys want to help this channel too, hit that like button, share our videos, and make sure if you're new here that you are subscribed. Please. Pretty please.
Pretty please.
Mindy says, yep, I'm 28. I blamed it on mental illness. I assumed if they cured me for that, I wouldn't need alcohol and would be able to drink socially.
I guess that didn't work out.
No, that doesn't work out. We can't drink. I was sober from 7 to 11. Never worked the steps, never opened the big book. This time around is different. Working the steps and sponsoring women. Good for you.
Nice. Good job, Catherine.
Isn't it amazing? Like what this, and I heard James talking about this on his channel today, but he was talking about cliches and cliche phrases and stuff. And it's true. They become cliches because what they're saying is true. But when you look at AA meetings and the 12 steps, it's almost this cliche thing that's laughed at in movies. But then you get into the program and you realize the whole world would be a better place if everybody worked the 12 steps, because it's beyond quitting alcohol and drinking. I mean, initially that's what drives us to that. But once you're in the AA program, you get through about step 3 and 4, you realize, wow, I am jacked up here. And these steps are showing me that and showing me a better way to think. And you correct your thinking. And that's why once we get through this chapter 2, which will be tomorrow night, we'll finish chapter 2. We're going to go through an intense, probably 2, maybe 3 day run on character defects. Each character defects, what they are, how to see them, and how to prevent them when they arise, and how to take inventory at night. Because at the core of the 12-step program is recognizing and understanding your character defects. I'm sure a lot of you already know that. But for those that don't and need reference, what's what we're going to do. And I need a good reminder of character defects, because a lot of times, I know Felice, when I was talking about character defects, she's like, what the heck are those? A lot of people, like one of my buddy Rob's, he didn't know, like, what in the heck are character defects? And he realized a defect, if this coffee cup right here was dented, that would be a defect, right? And in our character of who we are as human beings, we have defects like impatience, envy, criticizing, just the things that lead us down a darker path of not being a good human.
I just remembered something. I wrote I wrote all the character defects down, put them inside of a bucket, and we haven't been drawing them lately.
That's true.
And when we draw a character defect, we must work on that character defect throughout the whole day.
Yeah. Linky put all the character defects in a bucket, and we draw one out in the morning. We haven't the last couple days, but then we work on that character defect all day. I just sent it to Recovering Addict for
Recovering, not recovery.
Oh, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, I put that down there a few more times.
Oh, okay. I think I have it up here, don't I? Boom.
Yeah. ING, not Y.
Oh, good.
Not a help.
I'm glad, Naomi, because I thought I was losing my freaking mind. Thought I was losing my freaking mind here. Huh, Paulie? Is Paulie in the house?
Yeah. Well,
Where's Cuz?
Hi,
Oh,
Joe.
there's Cuz.
Hey, Joe.
What up, Cuz?
Miss you too, bud.
There's no way I'd stay sober without AA. I felt so alone before joining the groups. I didn't know why I wasn't like all my friends. It was hard to accept, but AA became my new family. Amen. Same here. And it's kind of a different kind of special family. When we're drinking, we're out hooting and hollering. The conversations never hit true depth. We're just laughing and giggling about, I mean, even if we get sad and talk about things drunk, but there's something about the open, honest, fresh air of recovery group people, AA, NA, all those kind of things that's just so refreshing.
Jennifer just said you're smart and you get life. As you're making faces in the camera. Thanks, Jennifer.
I'm smart 75% of the day.
When his memory's working.
You're a fart smeller. Wait, how's it go? Smart feller?
No way I could stay sober without AA either. Me either.
Smart
If I wasn't plugged into the groups. So if you're new here, you're new on the Facebook side of this stream, or you're on the YouTube side of this stream, we have a private Facebook group. Join that Facebook group. Join us in putting whatever. I just posted another send me pictures of what makes you happy. I'm going to do another collage of our photos and put it up as our cover photo, because this channel is yours and mine. Facebook group and page it's community. Everything we do is community. And then on Saturday is Zoom, where we can log in and we can just talk face to face. And I love the way that we're doing Zoom now. We just went through everybody's square and I'm looking, we just went square to square. What's up? How you doing today? And where's your head at in recovery? Everybody gets to speak a little. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. You can just say pass. But I think it's good to get it out there. It's good for me to hear. It's good for everybody else to hear when somebody speaks. And it's also a healing aspect in saying what needs to be said. It brings it to your consciousness and brings it out into the open air of reality. And it's just, there's healing in that. So
Thanks, Bird.
Merca.
Link.
Yeah, it can, Bill. And that's what we got to recognize, that if you're not in the right frame of mind. So Bill and anybody else in the comments, if you're not in the right frame of mind, what do? How do you stop that? If you feel yourself getting in a panic attack, and how do you calm yourself down? If you're in a situation or whatever, if you're in one of those wrong state of minds, what do you do to change it? And I'll give you some of my opinions on what I do. This meeting is like my meeting in my hometown that will resume our sanctuary. I love recovery classes. I love church, but AA is my favorite family. Me too. we go to a church too, and they're all about community, and they call it fellowship, and they're always, but I still haven't found the true open honestness that I have found in AA, even there.
I've only found it with the two other ladies.
Having two sponsors.
Three.
I have a sponsor for both AA and it. I'd say the more the merrier. I am working the steps in both. Or do you recommend I just stick in with one? I honestly, Nick, I have two counselors. One of them's actually an AA. He's actually in A, but Dale, he came up here and he came on our show. I think episode 10 or 20. I can't remember. Hey, there it is. She got the email right.
Yay!
But I say the more the merrier. Unless they're giving you conflicting information, which they shouldn't if they're both working a program. If they're giving you conflicting advice, I would think about, which one is giving you the wrong advice. But I say the more the merrier. I look up to other guys. I might not call them sponsors, but I have other guys who I reach out to, and I'll let them know a few things off my chest to hear their thoughts and opinions to guide my sobriety. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's a good thing. And like I said, when I was in active addiction, right towards the end of my drinking, I was going to see this counselor every week up where I work. And I'd see him an hour every day. We were going through some books, and he would yell at me, and I was in there hungover and trying to become clean and sober. And then once I finally got out of into cleanness and into sobriety, Dell became my sponsor, and the other guy still, once this COVID stuff is over, will become my sponsor as well.
That wasn't
again, or I don't call him a sponsor, I call him more of a counselor, because he's not really affiliated with AA. He's a sober dude.
Wasn't your guy that you met up with at work the pastor for our old church?
Mm-hmm. It's just the one picture, right? Yep. Okay. We'll let you all hang out. Oh, look how tiny it is. Let me put it up here on the big screen for you. What do you think about it, Nicholas? What are your thoughts on having two sponsors? And what have you had anybody else tell you that two isn't good, or what are your thoughts on it, bro?
I don't know sponsored stuff very well, but it seems like it's good to, if not a sponsor, have extra people you can call.
Maybe two, Joseph.
Because there was a situation last night and somebody couldn't get a hold of their sponsor and didn't know who to call. So always have backup numbers.
Mr. Ed just called me Lunk.
Yeah.
It's okay. Mistakes happen.
Call a sponsor and reach out. Absolutely. I get dibs on the dang bath as soon as the hot water catches that water 12 hours. You think any of these mutts lift a finger all day? I need my own dang tub and hot. Kick him out. Why don't you kick him out, Bob? Or are you just too soft-hearted? He's going to jump in the creek. I think it's good. I have network of people, but use them. Yeah. Joseph, he calls his sponsor every week. Awesome. Joseph works a strong program. He's got years under his belt. And in my IOP, this is Fleece's cousin right here on the screen. We had to go to an AA and an NA meeting every weekend, mandatory. We had to be there, and we had to alternate AA and NA every other week. And we ended up running into Joseph at one of them. It was like a whole family reunion for Fleece down there.
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
I think you should jump in the creek, Bob. For sure.
If you're watching, Mom, I love you. CPS to sponsor you. Good idea.
Clear this house out pretty quick.
That's funny. I'll look link. And very mature.
True that.
Yes.
6 years. Wow. Good job,
5
brother.
going on 6. Good job, Joe. Proud of you. That's awesome. Cool my head off, eh?
I like Merck's idea better.
It's always better to have more than one person reach out when needed. Yeah.
I agree, Peter.
Yep. Just in case you can't get a hold of somebody, because that's a scary feeling when you're in a situation and you're panicking and you don't know what to do and you don't know who to call. Always have backup.
Yes. I actually seen John Wayne chuck a 6-year-old in a pool. Can you swim, kid? How old are you? I'm 6, sir.
Pete says, congrats, Joe.
As many people as you need. No one person can carry the total load. It really takes a village to help heal. That's exactly why we recover better together. So on our shirts that we're selling, it says we recover better together on the back. Exactly just for that. Keep swimming. Just keep swimming. JKS.
Good job, Joe.
JKS.
How much is the shirt? $20 plus shipping.
$20 plus shipping.
It comes out to $24 altogether. Yeah, get numbers at the meeting. Thank you, whoever you are, Pete. Says Joe.
I've had a couple people in the program tell me I should only stick with one, and others have said there's no problem with having two. My thoughts on it are this. I feel like I've grown a lot spiritually and emotionally, and I know both my sponsors have said they've seen a huge change in my behavior, and they both recommended that I start doing HI because they both said my story could help others. What's HI?
Yeah, explain HI, but that's good.
Hey, bro, and if you have a story that you think could share and help others, if you want to jump on this show, you just shoot me a message, and we'll set up a Friday or a Saturday and have you come on as our speaker if you want to. Up to you, no pressure. I've turned my Snapchat into kind of a channel for people with sobriety dealing with mental illness. I actually made a video out of it. I respect you guys for helping large groups. Awesome, man. Hey, throw your Snapchat in there. I don't Snapchat. I do the same thing on TikTok, though.
Yeah, send us a snap.
If you want to email me one of your snaps, I'll play it on our show, too, if you want. It's up to you. Recovering addict at 8@gmail.com.
Spencer read me the riot act the other day. Yesterday it was. I got the whole load. Hey, Mike. Signing off. Good night, Mike.
Good night, brother. Thank you for tuning in every night.
You're awesome. Hospitals and institutions.
Oh, H&Is.
Jails, institutions are death. Is death. What would you say?
That's the end road for all of us. Jails, institutions, and death.
That's what institutions made me think of.
Mindy Monday, copy and paste that onto the notes.
Mindy Monday. Here. I'm copying and pasting.
Monday Zen.
Is that your
Mindy Monday
Snapchat
Zen.
name, I guess?
Yeah.
Mindy Monday Zen.
Yeah, Mindy, if you want to send us pictures and videos, if you're doing cool little videos like that, if you send them to me, just like I did this video here with my cousin,
Good evening, everyone. And
I can do that with yours as well. Stands for
gosh, I
hospital
can't spell
institutions. It's where we go to jails and treatment centers. We just read that. Right? Danielle, what's up? Welcome.
Hey, Danielle.
I got some crazy videos too. Oh, that's her name from when she was at the bar. I get it. All right. Just for today, self-acceptance. The most effective means of achieving self-acceptance is through applying the 12 steps of recovery. What?
My mom.
Most of us came to Narcotics Anonymous without much self-acceptance. We looked to the havoc we had wreaked in our active addiction, and we loathed ourselves. We had difficulty accepting our past and the self-image produced by it. Self-acceptance comes more quickly when we first accept that we have a disease called addiction, because it is easier to accept ourselves as sick people than as bad people. And the easier it is to accept ourselves, the easier it becomes to accept responsibility for ourselves. We achieve self-acceptance through the process of ongoing recovery. Work in the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous teaches us to accept ourselves and our lives. Spiritual principles like surrender, honesty, faith, and humility help relieve us of the burden of our past mistakes. Our attitudes change with the application of these principles in our daily lives. Self-acceptance grows as we grow in recovery. Just for today, self-acceptance is a process set in motion by the 12 steps. Today, I will trust in the process, practice the steps, and learn to better accept myself.
Well, accept yourself before you accept others.
Accept yourself before you wreck yourself.
That's what your list of numbers are for when you can get a hold of them. Yeah, amen. That's true.
Who are we not?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay.
Let's see if there's any more comments.
And don't forget to shop at pjuke.com.
Yeah, if you guys want one of those shirts, it's just www.pjook.com. If that's the way you feel, both agreeing with you, Nicholas, then stay with both. I agree. Yeah, if you feel like it's the right thing to do, it's working. There's no reason, if you're doing something in recovery that's working, why stop doing that? Oh, let's see if it uploaded. Boom.
Is that our friends at Sawyer House?
Yep.
Hey, friends at Sawyer House.
Shopping for a TV or something.
Samsung.
Say, shout out to Samsung.
Not sponsored.
Nope. The Zoom meetings, James channel is a very good calming influence in my crazy house. I have speakers, so the whole house has a wash of recovery while I'm out. Oh, sweet.
That's so awesome. I love it.
That is awesome. All right, you ready?
Who are we not?
Oh, she sells phones. Cool. She sells cell phones.
She sells phones. She sells phones. Who are we not?
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
If you guys want to support us, hit that Patreon, join us in our Facebook group, and then join us Saturday on Zoom. Yesterday was an amazing meeting. And then merch. What? Did you say wrong picture? Did she really?
That was Mindy's picture.
Oh.
That's Mindy. That's not Sawyer House picture. My bad. Shout out to Mindy. Good picture.
I didn't know who was what here. Oh, yeah. See, the names are always different there than here. And then in Facebook, it's other names too. I've learned about 4 different names for people. You're welcome, Alicia. I'm glad you found us. Good night to everyone. Love you, Tracy. God bless. Amen. All right, y'all. Till tomorrow, we're going to pick it back up on chapter 2, finish up on what it means to work the second step in your higher power. Stay sober. Till then, have a good Monday. Enjoy the rest of your night. Stay calm, stay peaceful. Wake up, do your inventory immediately. Set your mind on gratitude and positivity, and then tackle your day. What do you have to look forward to tomorrow, and focus on that?
Making coffee for my dad.
Yeah, I love that. Until then, work your program and stay strong. And remember, we recover better together.
It's good.